A little different tonight with how we're doing the cards too, but we'll do that when we get to that. So let's just do this collective real quick. I'm just going to run through the astrology, and I'll ask Peace Dealer what he thinks about this week astrologically. I think it's kind of an interesting week. Of course, we start off, we just had this lunar eclipse here on Monday morning in Gemini with the sun in Sag at 8 degrees, but the sun just moves right to 9, right in Antares. Aldebaran, of course, with the moon. This is definitely a very powerful eclipse that's going to shift things with the nodes now really being activated, because if you think when the nodes came in on May 5th to Gemini and Sag, we did have a lunar eclipse in Sag, but we have not seen a lunar eclipse in Gemini, and we've not seen a solar eclipse in either Gemini or Sag. And so this is now the eclipse cycle that's actually activating the nodes. And so the craziness, of course, comes with Neptune that just came direct about a week ago, or sorry, not even a week ago, on Saturday. And so some people can feel really confused at this time. I keep saying God has spoken. The signs are everywhere. It's like if you're playing the whole I don't know game, especially when it's a lunar eclipse in Gemini and it's the facts are clear and it's so easy to see that there's this energy within you that's being called to, you've got to go to where you're feeling that intuitive calling that's curious, that's exciting. But if you're in that I don't know and you're in the corner and you're wrapped up and you're in the room and you just don't know what you're doing, call mental health or call 1-800 line for help. Or if you want to use the astrology, stop doing that and go to the truth, which is that you have been spoken to with signs of where to go in your life, especially when it comes to love. Venus and Scorpio, of course, can make a trine to Neptune this week. So that's even more intuitive calling. And I would say that it's helping us really start to see an alignment of where relationships are going that really truly are in alignment with our soul, not ones that, you know, we might want and desire, but it's like the delusion of, oh God, that's not who I really want. You know, it's like also this is, I think, waking up to people who are seeing the delusions with Neptune square the nodes, but with Neptune trine, Venus and Scorpio. It's also interesting to see some of the weird stuff. Mercury coming into Sag this week, which is at a detriment with the South Node and the Sun. So it's like, again, if you're going to just stay in the old stories or you have your little love book that's, of course, there is no way of love should work in Sag of how you think things should look. And it's got this belief system. It's time to throw that book and those thoughts out the door. And then we end this week. Mars is not really going to see that trine to the sun till next week. We're not going to see Mars really make any square points that are that intense. Of course, we are going to see this moon in Cancer square Mars and oppose Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. So this could be definitely some uncomfortable feelings this week, to say the least. But that is just telling you to just keep charging forward, and you have to have courage. And I just told the Peace Dealer here, I'm over Capricorn. I'm done. And Jupiter comes out of shadow this week, actually, too. So this is opening up a lot of big deals. So what are you feeling, dude?
That last part makes sense because it feels like, especially for the first time ever, like this swampy, foggy energy or just like this heavy energy is like lessening, even though everything's getting more intense. But that Venus trine to Neptune, first of all, it's amazing that you said the signs and watch the signs, because the signs as of today and yesterday have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Strange. I mean, like, there's been the synchronicities you see every day and we've gotten used to it, but these ones have just been like, it makes me feel like we're stepping into a whole new world where like it's about to be so much more intense. I mean, yesterday I got picked up from Michael's carpet that I went on accident from an Uber driver named Michael.
No way.
Right. And then synchronicities today were even crazier. So regarding romance, right, collectively, the powerful synchronicities,
yeah,
I'd say. And I know I get start to overthink them when I see the synchronicities, because it's like, how does this make sense when it doesn't look like it's happening in the moment, when you never know what the other person's thinking or whatever. But the best advice I could say is trust those synchronicities, even
Yes.
if it's a bit confusing and you see it with multiple people. Trust those synchronicities, the ones that pop out at you, the ones that you're
Or
not.
ask, right? Like, see if they're thinking that too, and if they're
That's
not,
true.
hey, at least you know.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The
Like,
Mars and
Gemini's
Aries.
got to ask questions.
You're right about that. You're right about that. And I mean, I think the trick is not trying to figure it out, not trying to like. I feel like the signs you see are just signposts. Like instead of trying to figure it all out, follow the sign, sit with the sign, let it germinate, and see what happens next. But we're being led into something like crazy. Venus is also opposite Uranus and
Yeah.
Taurus, so that to me is like love at first sight energy that you don't see coming, and the less you say and the more you do, you'll be good.
Yeah, and then it's also, I think, if you try to ask and you don't get any response back, you're not being ghosted. It's just that's the sign. Because you know what I mean? Like, people are like, I'm getting ghosted all the time, or da-da-da. It's like, hey, people don't want to communicate. They're not curious. It doesn't mean they're it's not in alignment. That's all.
That's true.
Because that's all I see in all the threads or comment boards of all the tarot other channels and stuff. I got ghosted. It's, I'm like, this Venus in Scorpio, it knows how to ghost. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that, because that actually just happened to me. Yeah,
No, it's just a sign, bro.
I was hitting up someone who I thought ghosted me, and then she hit me up right back. And so instead of kind of stressing like to hear back, like if I don't hear from her, it is what it is. But outside of that, and that's not even in a purely romantic sense, it's just in general. But although she could get it though. But outside of that, Mars is quincunxing Venus and Scorpio, which
I did see that. I'm glad you brought that up.
is super sexual. I feel it's like the Mars that wants to go right now, and the Venus that could lead Mars on. So I feel there's going to be a lot of unexpected sexual serendipity. That's the two words I'm going to say. Sexual serendipities that you don't see coming.
That's going to be happening, I think, when the moon's opposing, because if Venus is trining Neptune near the end of the week, that's also going to be when Venus quincunx. That's me with the moon in Cancer too, opposing and squaring Mars, and the moon will then be trining Venus. So it's going to be pretty. That's where I'm thinking that. What did you say? Like succulent or something? I don't know. I don't know what the word was you said. Something about it.
Sexual serendipity?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the way you
like
said it. Sexual serendipity. That would definitely be with that moon in Cancer. Square Mars too. Trine Venus. It's going to be intense.
Yeah. It just seems like the feeling I'm getting is like you're probably not even going to expect. Maybe you might just expect to the feeling I get is you probably won't expect much, especially if you think you're going to get ghosted, or maybe you think I'm just going to go out and just see this person, and then you have a wild ass night. And so,
yeah, it's like you got a ring on it the next day.
That too.
Or you're out, in Vegas and you're the.
Yeah, you can very well get married overnight. That's also very true. I believe that.
Yeah, because, look at the world today, right? It's like there's not much to go do except create the world. And I think with love, right, you have to create new dates. You have to create new experiences.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you can't even go, like, I always make as a joke, like you can't even go mini golf. Like, like they all shut down. Maybe in Vegas they can, but in California, like all this, like, there's no bowling.
Damn, it's not that bad in Vegas, thankfully, but.
They let people bowl?
I think so.
You got to own your own ball?
Probably.
Clean them yourself? Clean the balls?
And then Venus is quincunxing Chiron too, so I feel like that's like.
Yeah, that's been an interesting. That one came last week, and that one. What was interesting though? This eclipse was the most connected to Chiron out of all the other planets, right? Like that was the closest, tightest orb of any aspects. Right. Yeah, that's to the moon. And the moon actually made a sesquiquadrant 135 to Pluto, so 23 degrees to that 8 degrees at 135. And I was like, oh, even though you kind of want to be fancy free, you also want the deep intimacy and the connection emotionally. But that's where the curiosity will be, is in the searching deeper into things instead of trying to. But if you got a ghost, it's more like because you're not interested, and that's okay.
That too. I feel like that's also helping people be more comfortable expressing their like assertive sexual desire, and not feel like.
And to assert asking questions
that too.
or just putting out your feelings, right?
And not being afraid how someone will react.
Yeah,
right?
if they're not seeing the same way, they'll just be like, hey, okay, it's cool. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Just play that track over and over again. It's just the way it is.
Shoot your shot. That's what he said. Shoot your shot.
So I say we pull for the collective. I think that the way that we were going to do it was I'm going to pull one card, and then Peace Dealer's going to pull one card, and then if we feel like we need more stuff, we're going to go. Cool. But we're going to do, I think, overall, then we were going to do challenge, and then we're going to do sexual energy, and then we're going to do kind of like spiritual advice, maybe like the future, like what the love story could look like from spirit.
So are you going to be flipping them onto, I see you moved.
You're going to flip them on the Leo King board.
And do you think you could readjust that, please?
Thank you, Ann. Or I could do it. You good? Whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's been a weird. It's interesting to see the alignments of the planets for this time, because it's just so different.
Yeah.
And I think all the Gemini Sag energy's good. What we kind of needed to shake things up.
It feels really good
too.
But I feel like it also, with Neptune square the nodes, has made people kind of freak out, right? If you can't handle a little bit of wild and crazy.
Or uncertainty.
Uncertainty.
Yeah.
But like, I thrive in uncertainty. So I think we all do as tarot and astrologers.
Yeah.
People, like, we thrive in uncertainty. So, it's like kind of like, woo, all right. Who knows what's going to happen next? Are we going to war? Are we going to what? Right. Who's the president? I don't know. Did Joe Biden really break his foot by a dog? Or
that was recent?
Somebody said today on my thing, he said that he's got an anklet bracelet on now.
Damn.
That was recent? A deal. Yeah, that he made a deal with Trump.
God.
And that Trump's not going to pardon him, or he'll secede the election, so Trump will pardon him. Like, I heard some weird stuff today. It was all over the place. I was like, what? It's just ask crazy questions. You have to be willing to look at the questions.
That's juicy.
That was juicy, you know?
I remember Ricky Williams earlier today was saying that you're either going to be a storm chaser or a cockroach through this period. So, we'll see who's who.
Well, that's what I said, actually, I think in my weekend report. I'm like, we're going to find out during these eclipses who was the real, like, truther or not. If Joe Biden really won legally, and fine, then that's the truth. That it will be shown. If it was a fraud, then it will be shown. It's like, nobody knows until it shows up. And that's what the eclipses are going to show. And people have their sides, of course. But I think that as an astrologer or tarot, it's like, okay, well, the astrology is going to show us who really it was.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty clear. So let's see overall what's going on with the collective. I'm talking about the zombie card first. Right. We got the 9 of Wands. Ooh. Defenses up, or something to put your defenses for, right? I like that card because it's like, ooh, I really want to defend this. This is something awesome. Or it's like kind of defending something that maybe you got some walls up that you're defending too much.
Let's see. Oh, we got the Queen of Wands too.
Oh, so that's the Queen of Wands. So it definitely is about something loving. Like, this is definitely a lot of awesome love, but it's like, is it worth defending? I think for couples, it's like, is it worth defending that and protecting that love? And I think for singles out there, it's almost like, only do it if it's worth it to you, that you'd be all about it.
For some of you, I almost see like this Queen of Wands is putting up the guard. And like he or she may be eyeing you, maybe IFing you, but they just want to make sure they could trust you or something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And I feel like it's like there's this beautiful sacred knowing, but you got to go with your defenses inside and see if that's blocking that beautiful knowing, or everybody's got some walls. Or protective energy around. I think let's see what the challenge is to help understand that. I got the High Priestess reversed. Ooh, not following what spirit or the intuition saying. That's the wall is not following what your gut's saying. That's what I'm getting.
Let's see what we got. The 10 of Skulls.
Oh, it's Pentacles.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So that, I feel, is like, since this is romance, you know, it's saying some of you might not be looking long term. Like some of you might really just want to smash instead of maybe build a family, or think maybe, even if you don't have kids, like you want to, whoever you're dealing with, which makes sense because this is eclipse energy. So whoever you're dealing with, know that you may be dealing with them for the long haul.
A little longer than maybe you thought, especially if you're not listening to the signs that are saying it's about building something extremely beautiful. 10 of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands is like the queen in a castle. That's a beautiful castle that's got everything that you ever wanted. And I feel like because we are in such weird times already where people are 25% of the people on food stamps and right. And it's like, I've always felt like this time would be epic relationships coming together to help each other out, to build something beautiful. But if you don't listen to your intuition and synchronicity, you might be missing out on some of the most things that you need to build the ultimate foundation of your life for love. Or if you're holding on to something for that, but it's really not of the divine energy and you're trying to protect something and your signs are saying, don't do this, this is not divine, then is it really a very beautiful, positive thing long term?
True.
That's interesting.
The plot thickens.
I think when it comes to, I think this one's sexual energy. Oh, so I'm going to have to use an intense card. I'm going to use the Vampire deck again. Oh, wow. 10 of Cups reversed.
What?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I don't know, man. That's just how it's creeping out. You better give us one of those good cards. Your positive cards. The peace dealer came in to bring some peace. There's some beautiful cards tonight.
Give me so good. Sexy. Okay, the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles.
Oh.
Very earthy. This to me, this is a block. It's almost like, oh, there we go. This looks to me like
this is the sex. Remember we were going to rate it? I guess it's a 4 and a 10.
Right,
so
right.
I did get a 10, but it's reversed.
Right.
And then you got a 4, so.
I feel like that, I think maybe you might be holding on to something that's blocking you sexually. Maybe some of you, it could even be unconscious.
Yeah, I'm feeling, because with that 10 of Cups reversed, it's like, oh, I don't believe it'll be that good, or it is that good, but I don't want to believe it because it's going to attach me to have it or do more than just the sex.
Or some of you are just like...
The sex is going to come with some sort of responsibility and instead of just pure sexual fun.
Right.
That's how I'm looking at it.
No, it's definitely some kind of like weight, some stress, and some of you might just be like, screw sex, I just want the money right now. Maybe you might be having sex with the money. Who knows? But, or the first one,
it's I don't want more than just like I don't want this to see that it could be this more big. 10 of Cups is like the ultimate family with the rainbow and all that. It's like, oh, I don't know if I'm really ready to look farther than the genitals here and the orgasm.
Honestly, the first thing I thought of was some of y'all gonna be paying for sex, and you're gonna be like, "What a waste of my money."
Oh, that's true too.
Can I get my money back?
Well, that could just be like time invested, right? Or like, oh, I'm gonna go drive to see this person, and then you get there, and it's not as rainbowy as you thought.
Right. That reverse is very interesting.
Well, I think we need another clarity card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one. You do one. I got Justice reversed with that. So.
Damn.
I feel like energy that's just out of alignment ain't gonna work for the purity of sex. And you pulled the Hangman.
You gotta let go of what you're holding on to.
Let go of what you're holding on to, and I think that. Don't even get involved if it's already just like not in alignment. If it just feels like it's just like you're forcing it too hard.
Yeah. And
you just want it and it's not with the right person. So, it's just like, I think it's about not pushing hard. And because you feel stuck or something, or you know what it is? It's loneliness too.
But you know what? I feel like if you do let it go, and it definitely is only, if you do let it go, those reverse cards could probably flip up right
Yeah, totally.
once it's stopped blocked.
And I think the overall here spiritually that we got, I'll go dark. I'll go what's the shadow? Is this me?
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah, is that me? I think is that me? This ultimate love that's worth defending, and am I really in alignment with my highest good of deep, beautiful sexual connection? I think that could be a negative or a positive. You're gonna help underlie the story here.
Well, I do have a gift, the chemistry card. You're going to connect with somebody who, two people, there should be a duality. One that, you feel incredible chemistry with. They just get you without saying anything. You get them. This is probably someone that you will get to know more or will know newly. And then someone else who is maybe a more platonic chemistry or maybe even like a negative chemistry. That,
Or like an old
like
friend
a
you knew from school, but it's not really that.
Right. That part too.
Like you have common remembrance or memories, but
Is nothing that really fizzles. Maybe, but I get the sense there's
you
a
remember
duality.
that JanSport backpack they used to wear?
That's crazy! Oh my god!
What?
The lady I had a crush on in college. That's how I used to hit on her. Like she had I was like, I like your backpack. It was a cheetah skin backpack. That's crazy. I just had a memory.
Well, hey, maybe there it is. I'm tapping into that.
The collecting card I got that was keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type of expectations. I feel that too.
Ooh.
That's a Venus opposite Uranus for sure.
Right, and then that would be that, is this me to really take that on?
Right. Right. That's it. Right. It probably might be someone you'd never ever expect into.
The Astro Dice was 12th house Uranus in Sag. Ooh.
Freaky.
Well, yeah, way freaky. Also, though, I think surrendering to the beliefs that don't connect the positive open doors, and connecting to the spiritual synchronicities will open the doors. But letting go of our own beliefs that we consider our own, or from gurus that are not that spiritual, or,
Right.
old beliefs that we thought were supposed to be some sort of way, letting those go and reconnecting to new ones. And going on a new spiritual adventure.
That part for sure. I think that might even be why it's different. Like you're being paired with someone who complements you, but is different from you, and you learn through it. But I also think you're going to see the wildest, craziest synchronicities and signs that may not make sense to you and make you question your sanity. And you want to embrace them.
And that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Yeah.
If you're not doing that, you're in the wrong hole.
Oh.